If you think about where your business's knowledge actually lives right now, your customer history is in your CRM, your delivery context is in your project management tools, your decisions are buried in email threads, your relationships are scattered across your calendar. And the thing that ties it all together lives in someone's head. When that person's away, the context goes with them, and when they leave, it's gone for good. And every new tool you add to your stack makes the problem worse. And every new person you add to your team increases the lines of communication, which multiplies the complexity once again. So Autumn is an operational intelligence platform. It sees what's happening across the tools you already use. It remembers everything it learns about your people, projects, customers, and decisions. And it thinks with that full context. For your personal use, for departments, and across organizations, it holds that context and shares appropriately to the right people and teams so that when you learn a piece of information, Autumn learns it and the rest of your team learns it too. With that context, it acts on your behalf to get real work done. So the framework is see, remember, think, and act. Let's show you what that looks like. So first of all, I'm in my workspace now, and I can switch between workspaces just by clicking on any of the workspace names. And a workspace might define teams, it might define departments, it might define projects, clients. And when Autumn learns a piece of information, you can share that information with your workspace or with the entire organization too. So if we look at the connections, connecting to all the main tools, meeting tools, CRMs, project management, and so on, and we're adding more and more all the time. And once they're connected, I can talk in natural language to the assistant, and the assistant can use the tools and use its memory, which we'll see in a moment, to answer you and take action on your behalf. See here, it's picked up an email update I got from Jeannie containing information about a new workflow, some opportunities, some information about the SQL Server and so on. That's pulled from the email. So now I can create some meeting prep from that information. Projects. Okay, so it's found 3 slots in the calendar, so I can pick this one. So it's created the meeting in the calendar and connected a Google Meet link to it as well, which it's offered to share with the attendees before we send it. And it's picked and it's worked out who needs to be in the meeting. And before we do that, we can just add some meeting prep. So okay, we're all set. So it's created the prep and the agenda. And if I click on the Google Doc, there's our meeting, the purpose, the context, the objectives, pre-read so that I can make sure that I'm caught up before the meeting, and a suggested agenda, decisions we need to make during the meeting, and the attendees. Here's the part where Autumn is genuinely different. It does remember. So every conversation, every connected system, every piece of work feeds an organizational memory. Behind the scenes, Autumn builds a knowledge graph of your business, mapping how people, projects, and decisions relate to each other. And it uses that understanding to give you better answers. So you can see here, there are different decisions, different events that have happened. You can see here that it's picked up various pieces of information that it's pulled from just from the conversation I've just had. And it holds that information, and that information can be shared. So the next weekly status call is scheduled for Tuesday the 8th. That's been shared to the workspace. If I find another one, there we go. So I can manage this. I can make it private, shared, an access list so specific people can access that memory, or with the organization. Also, we have documents, so we can upload meeting transcripts, kick-off documents, reports, and again, share them with the department or workspace or the organization, or keep them personal. And this context feeds Autumn's ability to act, and also means that you can ask it a question, and from all the disparate places that information could be stored, Autumn will pull it and present you with the answer. And this is what we mean by institutional memory. The knowledge stops living in people's heads and it starts living in the business, and it compounds. The longer your organization uses Autumn, the more it understands and the more valuable it becomes. Now, for thinking and acting. Understanding your business is half the story. Autumn puts that understanding to work. We have these workflows which allow Autumn to carry out sequences of tasks using agents and tools in the background, either scheduled or triggered by an event. So we've got our own packs that we're creating. And here are a few examples: email triage, weekly project status update, end of day roll-up, post-meeting follow-up, automatic research agents, daily meeting briefings, and we're adding more and more all the time. You simply need to answer a couple of questions and the agent will build the workflow. So to show you the kind of workflows, here's my daily meeting briefing. There's no drag and drop. There's no having to work this out. The agent will build this for you from the template. There's the auto research. The end of day roll-up is a little more complex. So you can see here it's looping through particular pieces. And once that workflow is built and published, it will run, as I say, on the schedule or when an event happens. You can also describe your own workflows to Autumn and it will build them. Or you can brainstorm with Autumn and say, look at the tools I've got, for example, and suggest some workflows that will increase my revenue, or suggest some workflows that will improve my productivity, or to help me manage projects. And Autumn will come back with ideas based on what it knows you're connected to. And then you can tell it to build those workflows for you. Here's how it fits together. Autumn sees across your systems. And what it sees, it remembers. And what it remembers makes its thinking sharper. And everything it does deepens its understanding of your business, ready for the next piece of work. So that's a flywheel. The organizations that start building this layer now will pull ahead of the ones that wait. CRM became the system of record for customers, and Autumn is becoming the intelligence layer for how organizations operate. So that's see, remember, think, act. And that's Autumn.